Hello, City Ramblers. This is the first part of the show. If you want more, make sure to check out wherever you get your podcasts for the full episode. Adam, football tonight at the Etihad Stadium, Champions League. Time of year where these sort of games come around, even though it's a new format, feels a little bit like a box ticking exercise. But being said, I've got enough excitement for this fixture. It's a new opponent for Manchester City, obviously. Sparta Prague, one of the biggest teams in Czechia. Question: do you know when City's last meeting with a Czech outfit was? Which sounds... I'm not asking when City last wore one of those silly, what was it last year? D-squared suits, yeah, with tartan across it. Not that sort of Czech outfit. A team from Czechia.
Let's see. So we've got Sparta Prague, and that's the one I know.
Well, they're rivals, if you know them. Also begin with S. It might sort of drip out of a dog's mouth every now and again, depending if you've got a treat. Kind of.
Slavia Prague.
Slavia Prague. Yeah, that's not the team City have played, but they're another one.
Is it not? Who?
Nope.
I have no memory. I mean, we were speaking about meaningless football in the first part of this show. I have no memory of the last time City played a Czech team.
I'm determined to.
You're gonna tell me it was last year.
No, it wasn't. It was a decade ago, actually.
Okay.
So there's a type of beer. So very continental European beer. You do get it in the States. It begins with P, like a style of beer. Pilsner, yeah. The
Victoria Pilsen, huh?
There we go. Victoria Pilsen in 2013-14, 3-0 win in Pilsen, and then a 4-2 victory in the return leg. So this is City's, according to this database online, this is only City's third meeting with a Czech outfit. I'm not sure if there was some in the old sort of Cup Winners' Cup days, but it doesn't seem to be showing up. Just quickly on Sparta Prague, for the listeners who may not be sort of abreast of Czech football, I think, as you have demonstrated, Mr. Booker, they're probably the most well-known name from Czech football. However, until 2 seasons ago, they'd gone 10 years without winning the league. Pilsen had won a couple, but Slavia Prague had sort of established themselves as the biggest team. Sparta Prague get back into it. They obviously qualify for the group/league phase this year around. They've had a fantastic start to the campaign. They beat Salzburg, who, that might not seem like a massive scalp, but Red Bull Salzburg are sort of like that mid-tier European team. They've got a cracking manager in supposedly cracking manager in Pep Linders, who obviously works with Jurgen Klopp. They then got a draw against Stuttgart, who finished second in the Bundesliga last year. Again, doesn't seem like a massive scalp, but the 4 points from 6. And I don't know, banana skin maybe not, but an orange peel, a apple core. I don't know what you got.
What's the second slipperiest fruit peel?
I think orange peel might work.
I'll tell you what, Laura and I made some apple pie over the weekend, and it was really slippery while I was trying to peel the skin off the apple. So maybe an apple. So this game has a potential apple peel.
I'm going to take everything you've just said at face value, because the mind was whirring at times.
I know you didn't just take the most innocent American fall tradition of making an apple pie with a pumpkin spice candle lit in the background.
It wasn't necessarily the actions, it was the delivery. Anyway, it could be a difficult game. I imagine it won't be for City. How do you expect them to approach this match?
Yeah, it shouldn't be. However, City are not in the top 8 in the champion, that coveted top 8. And they could fall as far down as like 15th, 16th without getting a result here, which
yikes, sack the board.
I think is bad. Yeah, look, I think after the weekend and after the last month of City grinding out results and not really looking all too convincing at any point. I think this is one of those games where actually the performance is more important than the result. And I think given the gulf in talent between the two, if City put in a performance, then they'll get the result automatically. But I think scraping a victory and looking porous, lacking ideas creativity wise, lacking ideas in attack, and maybe lacking legs in midfield. I think if it's another 90 minutes of that, we're back here Wednesday or Thursday morning, Friday morning, having the same conversation going into the weekend of how do City rediscover the balance, the spark that they had earlier in the season. And I listened to the episodes earlier in the week, and I know Ollie Kirsch kind of hit back on my idea that City had discovered something in the first month or so of the campaign, but we actually haven't really seen that setup from City since. And we talked about Okay Gundogan's inclusion in all of this. So I think for me, the thing that I want to see is probably something new in the center of the park. Maybe Mateus Nunes to be a bit of a balanced guy in terms of having the legs, can maybe sit deep a little bit, not by himself, of course, but he does have that creativity. He's got a bit more of a spark. We saw it at Molineux at the weekend.
City probably won't need a very deep midfield. You could probably get away. Whoever it's going to be, you should be able to do that job on their own.
Yeah, I think this is a game where, and I mean no disrespect to Sparta Prague here, but this is a game where not only do City need to win, but they need to win in such an emphatic fashion that it gets a little bit of momentum going for the individuals and the collective.
I would say the result is probably still the most important thing, just because of the margins in this Champions League, and even though three quarters of the competition goes through into the next round or something like that, you do not want to be in that 9th to 24th and playing 2 extra fixtures. But I do agree that the performance and not only in this game, but Southampton at the weekend, maybe even Tottenham in the League Cup, even though I would suspect that is a heavily rotated team. Bournemouth away is going to be tricky. Sporting away, again, you'd probably expect City to field a
you think we could
solid-ish...
call in any favors there?
Probably. But, I think up until maybe Brighton away and then Tottenham, you're looking at a decent run for City where you do want to start seeing them sort of put good performances alongside emphatic results. On Nunes, I think he should start. Whether or not he will start, I don't know. I'd be disappointed if he didn't start. And it's interesting, isn't it? Because you mentioned, I think it was the last Champions League game when he played but didn't make an impact, that you felt like he was trying too much or sort of trying to force the issue. And I found it interesting on the back of Sunday's win. Obviously, his tackle sparked City's counter-attack that eventually led to the corner. And ironically, he was trying a lot. He was running back and he was sort of really putting in the yards. But it was that sort of moment for me where I'm like, okay, like your eyes sort of, you sit up and realise something like that. And I do wonder if Guardiola, that to me feels like the sort of thing Guardiola will lean on when he's picking his team for this game.
Yeah, I think the difference there is when you're coming off the bench in a 1-1 game where both teams have had some chances and it's been open at times, I think you're instructed to go in, make something happen. However, starting a game in the Champions League like he did in Bratislava, it's a completely different. You have completely different instructions. You have a different role in the team. And with Nunes, I think it's all about picking the moments to be that spark and to be the sort of electric player that he can be at times. And then it's about having the 20-30 minute spells where you're just a calming presence and you're not looking to hit the home run with every swing. Essentially, it should be. We've seen this with Cole Palmer, where when Cole Palmer was still here, he was always trying to be the match winner. Anytime he was on the ball and on the pitch, he was trying to be the match winner. That's not the kind of player, I think, that stands out to Pep Guardiola. It's the one that fits in seamlessly and can be a match winner because he has the talent to, but can also just slip right in, be another cog in the machine, and help the collective towards a result. I think if Nunes can start combining I think if Nunes can start combining the sort of mercurial moments with 30, 40 minutes of just being another player on the pitch, he's got a role in the team. But if he takes every start like it's a 15-minute cameo off the bench where he needs to make something happen in a short span of time, I think he's going to be stuck in the role that he's in right now.
Yeah, and he certainly has a role to play because City's midfield has been so leggy, and by virtue of simply being someone that's able to run longer than 10 yards without looking like they're going to explode, I think that could certainly be something that benefits him. That was the first part of the show. If you want more, make sure to check the City Ramble wherever you get your podcasts from.